So I look at this, it's no deeper than the other light switch. That's why I think I can fit it all back in there. But you got to remember, I've got 4 wire nuts to go in here. And they give you the wire nuts inside the box, and they're the little orange ones, okay? Because that's all you need. Because this wire is stranded wire, and I twist all of the strands together. And see, this is how it comes, like this. And this red wire here is not stripped, because you can use this for a single pole dimmer switch or a 3-way. Single pole means if you just have one light switch here that goes up to one light fixture, or 2 different light fixtures, but it can only be controlled at one location. That's called single pole. But if it's connected with this switch and another switch where you can turn the lights on and off at either location, it's called a 3-way. And so we're going to hook it up with 3-way. And see, this wire here says this wire is used in 3-way installations only. For single pole installations, do not remove this insulating label. Okay, so if you're going to use this switch for a single pole dimmer switch, okay, you would hook these 2 wires up and this one. These black, this black and red go to the black and black of the light switch, and the ground to a single pole light switch, and then you just wouldn't hook this one up. Okay, well, for 3-way, we are going to hook this up. So I put this black electrical tape on there because I'm going to take the label off, because I need to strip this wire back the same amount as this. Okay, so that's going to be, oh, would you look at that? I pulled on that, and this already has a little area right there. Oh, that's kind of cool, because I didn't know that from before. I just pulled this, and this pulled up on there, so it's already stripped. Because the last one I stripped it a little bit. I wasn't sure why it came off so easily. Okay, so now I'm going to twist that. I got to remember that's for the 3-way switch. Okay. All right. So now that we got that figured out, what do we do next? You know, I think what I'm going to do next is I'm going to pull these wires out straight, and I keep going back and forth to the breaker for different things, and I'm wanting to make sure this is off, which it is. Because see how much wire is here? When I pull this out straight, you might think, what's the deal? Well, the deal is I got to push all that in, as well as 4 wire nuts behind this dimmer switch, and the dimmer switch box is packed full of other wire nuts and all kinds of stuff in there. So I want to get this a little bit shorter, and so I'm just going to kind of use my pliers to straighten these wires out like that. Okay, I'm going to do the same with the ground. I'm going to end up cutting these wires. Okay, see how long that is. My word, I just got to remember this is my main power coming into this box. I think that's the only wire I need to know. And see, it's coming out of a wire nut that's got 2 other black wires. There are 2 other black wires coming out of it. And so I'm going to push that back in there. You know, this was a deep single gang junction box because there's 3 different Romex wires in there. There's 12-2 with ground, 12-2 with ground, and a 12-3 with ground. The 12-3 wire has the red wire in it. Okay, and see, when I touch that, got that. So this goes up to that other 3-way switch. Okay, and then they ran power into this box to here. They ran power out of this box to go somewhere else. And then they ran this three-way wire section up to that other light switch. I don't know why they did that from this one. And they didn't use the 2-gang junction box up above the stairs to do that. But they decided not to for some reason. I don't know why. Let's see. I'm just looking at all this and seeing if there's any possible way of readjusting wires back in there and that kind of thing. I don't really think there is too much. I think I'll be able to fit the small little orange wire nuts around everything, because I gotta push that back up in here, and I gotta be careful when I do all that. Okay. All right. So now I gotta decide how short to cut these wires. Okay. And I'm probably gonna cut them, maybe about that long. I don't, like I say, I don't need them to go much further than that. Okay. Because I'm gonna fold these up. So yes, I am doing this slightly different than the one that I installed previous, because I didn't have to cut any of those. Bye, baby. Okay, so now I'm going to strip these wires back. And I don't have to strip them back but about 3/8 of an inch or so, because I'm using the orange wire nuts, remember? Do it off a little bit and then try some more, or what have you. Okay, and that's pretty much it. Okay, now I gotta find all my little pieces on the floor that I just stripped off. I forgot to vacuum upstairs when I got done with that other one. This will remind me. Okay, so now you remember what we're going to do with this. This is the one that goes to three-way. And in fact, three-way, both of these wires are hooked up on the three-way light switch. So does it really matter which wire I do over there? I mean, one of these wires, okay, these two wires here, all right, one of those has to go to the black power that's coming into the box. And I'm just going to go black to black, okay? And then we got a black wire going out and a red wire going out. Does it matter? Can I put the red three-way on the red, and can I put the other red on the black, or do I have to flip-flop them? I don't think I have to flip-flop them. I think I can do it either way, because this one has to be hooked up for three-way. Either one of those, I think, that I hook up can be for three-way, I'm thinking. And I'm gonna, and worst case scenario, if my thinking is wrong, when I turn it back on, turn the power back on, then I can flip-flop these two wires back and forth. Not this wire here. This is the hot wire coming out of this box that's feeding this light switch, the three-way dimmer switch. Okay, you gotta know which wire it is that's feeding it. And that's why I took my wire test. That's why I had to turn the power back on. That's why you got to remember after you do that step to turn the power back off, because if you forget, this is going to be hot and it could shock you. I've done it before. Okay, so for kicks, I've got two reds here. I'm going to take one red And the red, that's not the three-way, that's that three-way. And I'm just gonna hook it up here. And I'm pretty sure it's gonna work either way. Whether or not I hook this red to this black, or if I hook that red to the other red. You follow me? Pull on that. You could, if you want, wrap electrical tape around there if you're not quite sure about a good connection. Okay. And I'm going to take this red, which I got my black tape on, and I'm going to hook these two together. I'm trying to do this so you can see it. Now usually these wire nuts get nice and tight, but for some reason every once in a while you put an orange wire nut on, you think, ah, no problem, that's not hard. And you do it and you pull on the stranded wire, and the stranded wire pops right out. Because it's just how it kind of twisted around everything, and you thought it was tight because the wire nut was tight. Sometimes that doesn't happen unless you're hooking up maybe two solid wires and a stranded wire to a yellow wire nut, let's say. You know, something like that. I've taken the green wire to the ground wire, which is a bare wire. It looks kind of like it's white, but it's just got paint and sheetrock mud on it. The white wires, you don't hook a white neutral wire to this light switch. Okay? Look at that. It seems like this wire nut's not funny. It seems like it's not tightening up. I don't know what the deal is. All the white wires are generally hooked up in a light switch box all together under a wire nut. Okay? And now see, that time it's, well, I don't know. Come on, here it goes. Okay, that's tight now. Okay, all the whites are under a wire nut back there. And so now I'm not gonna mess with putting any of those wires back in yet, because I wanna make sure this works, right? Because worst case scenario, if I have to flip-flop these two wires that weren't the power wire back and forth, I may have to, but I don't really think I'm going to have to do that. Okay, I'm going to turn the power back on and we're going to see what happens.